In our families, we watch what our parents do, we watch what other people's parents do, and we may learn what not to do very often. Hi there, and welcome to another episode of the Talk Love with Carol show. I'm Dr. Carol Henry, relationship coach and psychologist. I've been working with couples for 30 years or more. So today we're going to talk about such an important topic, conflict resolution. Will we ever resolve this conflict? Is what a lot of people think. When you and your partner are in a pattern of arguing about the same thing week after week, sometimes day after day, and never resolving it, it is really disheartening. And it is the most common problem that people come to me to work on. Conflict resolution. Really, you can think of it as communication. And sorry, I'm having a technical problem here. Okay. Communication, and it is communication, but it's also about conflict resolution. So, my goodness, I really do have a problem here. Okay. Well, I know how I'm gonna talk about this. So it's no wonder that people have problems resolving conflicts because we don't really have any training about it. In our families, we watch what our parents do, we watch what other people's parents do, and we may learn what not to do very often. And it's not as common to really see what's the right thing to do. And so we don't get it at home necessarily. And we also aren't taught it in school, even in college. So here we are in a relationship without those skills and without that learning and skills, because that's really what it is. It's not a shortcoming in your character. It's, I don't have those skills. And so then you are in a relationship, and very likely you're in a relationship with someone who doesn't have those skills either. And so you are stuck. You're good and truly stuck because of that. So I'm gonna review really briefly about the elements of communication that we all need to make sure that we are aware of, and that we, this isn't even about conflicts, it's just in communication. And so I have devised this model that I think is really helpful. It's called the listen, think, speak model. So listening for understanding to your partner, not so that you can make a good argument against them, but listen to understand their point of view, okay? Then you hear that and you understand it. Then the next step is not talking yet, because we don't want to just reactively talk. We want to be thoughtful about it. So the next step is think. So what you're thinking about is, what's the value of what I heard? And then number one. And so what do I agree with, for example, in part? If there's something, and if there isn't, this is not about agreeing. I mean, it's not about agreeing. It's nice if there's a piece of it you agree with, but if not, then there isn't. And And then you also think about how you're going to say the thing to your partner. So that's in the think mode. And then finally in the speak mode. So you speak clearly without blame or shame. And then you go back and forth until you've decided what to do, or you've decided that we're not going to decide today. So let's go through now when we're talking about conflict resolution, which I a little bit started talking about already. There's a structure that's really, really useful to bring up subjects when you know they're going to be, or they're likely to be a conflict. Okay, so the structure is this. Now we're going to start with the speaking part. First of all, you're going to prepare what you want to say. You don't just do it off the top of your head. Even before that, you want to make sure that the timing is going to be good. So you ask your partner something like, I have something I want to talk to you about. Is this a good time? And if it's not, then don't bring it up then. But then, of course, you're going to want to be able to figure out when it is a good time. So ask them, when will be a good time? And maybe the reason it's not a good time is many. I'm too tired. I'm getting ready to go to bed. I have work I have to do this evening, and I want to listen to you, but I don't think I'd give you my full concentration. Or I'm in the middle of doing something, and those things. Legitimate reasons why you don't want to hear it, but not just like, ugh, I don't want to talk. So anyway, so timing is important, because if your timing is wrong, then neither of you are going to feel satisfied by the end, because it shows in the way it goes. Okay, so now you've got your timing okay, and now you're prepping. Again, just reminding yourself of how you're going to bring it up. And then you bring it up with 3 different parts. One, a situation. I'm going to give you an example in a minute. What's the situation? How do you feel about it? And what it means to you. So the situation is what happened, and you bring it up. When, I'll give you an example so it's easier. Here's the situation. So when I know you're coming home from work, I'm really looking forward to talking to you. And I really do, I'm looking forward to seeing you and talking with you. And you don't greet me, or you just say hi, and then you sit down and play a video game, or many video games. I feel, remember, the first one is describe the situation. Second is, I feel sad and disappointed when that happens. And I feel a little lonely also. And then the meaning. And it seems to me that you don't care very much about me. You don't look forward to seeing me. And you just rather withdraw into yourself. So that's the meaning. It's a situation, the feeling, and the meaning. So then your partner thinks about that, and tells their point of view. So, but remember, they're thinking and figuring out the best way to state their point of view. So it could be something like this. If you get it, if you understand why the person, why your partner feels this way, you could start it, you, the former listener, now the speaker, you're responding. I understand why that would seem kind of, dismissive. And I didn't realize I was doing that. So here's what's going on with me. When I come home from work, I've just had usually a really hard day. I've been managing people. I've been dealing with people's issues and trying to get them to, help them get their work done, or dealing with if they're not getting their work done. And I'm feeling very depleted, and I just need some time. And I can hear, now that I know how it lands on you when I do that, what it's like for you, I clearly need to find a different way to get time. Now, I'm summarizing a long conversation that a couple that I worked with had recently. So, but they would be going back and forth, this and that, and well, I didn't know your day was like that, and I didn't know the meaning was that, and all that stuff. So I'm just giving you the result of so far in the conversation. So then when they both feel like they understand each other and they feel understood by their partner, or understood enough, then it's time. Remember, we're in conflict resolution mode here. The next thing is brainstorming. Figure out, what could we do about this? What can we do about the needs in this case, the needs of each of you, the need for the person that started the conversation, the need for connection, and the need for the person that came in later, the partner, the need for relaxation and just kind of maybe zoning out a little bit for a while. So then they can figure out what to do. I'll tell you what these people figured out, and this is a good one. When the person that was coming home in this case was the man, when he got home, he could say, I had a hard day. I need some time to refuel myself. I'm going to take 20 minutes or 30 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes to do that. And then I will be back downstairs or upstairs or whatever. And I'll give you my full attention, because I really want to see you too. And I want to connect. But right now I'm kind of running on empty. And they agreed that that was a really good solution to try, because she, as much as she was looking forward to seeing him, she wanted to see him when he felt able to, be with her, be present. And so they came to that after a while, and they decided to try it for a couple of weeks and see how it went. And we can get to the end part. It went really well. He felt seen and able to relax. She felt very happy that he was going to be able to be present, and it turned out that he was going to be able to be present when he had this transition time, this refueling, getting in touch with some energy, so that they had a good evening after that. And so that was that's a it was a big issue because of how it impacted her, and how her wanting to be with him was impacting him when he first came home. So it was, I won't say it was easy, but it was a direct thing that could have a specific answer. Not all of them are like that. Sometimes problems are huge and they're not obvious. It isn't obvious soon what to do about it. Or maybe I shouldn't say huge. They're big problems. So a good conversation and a good part of conflict resolution in those cases is you stop after you understand each other, and instead of the think and then speak, you think, and you think for a few days. So you say, okay, we really get it. This is a tough one. Let's think about it for a few days or even a week, or whatever you decide. Let's think about it. I'll think about what you said. I'll think about what I said, etc. And then we'll come back and we'll see where we are. And when people do that, even in these big things, they tend to get much more readily be more readily in that mindset of being able to solve it. So those are some, that's an outline of conflict resolution. Some different ways you can approach it. I hope it's helpful for you, and I hope you'll do some of it. Remember, timing, preparation, I statements. I don't even know if I remember to say that. You definitely want to start with an I statement instead of, you did this, but I felt this way, and this is what it meant to me in that situation. So that's our Talk Love with Carol for today. Think about it, and if you have questions, shoot me an email at Carol at drcaroljhenry.com, or DM me. And I hope I'll see you next week, same time. Okay, bye now.